And gentlemen, I can't stop and I won't stop. It's time for another best of 3 Evil Corporation versus Team Kinguin, the MDL Qualifiers. A lot of this bracket, or these two brackets, has actually been played already without casters because, well, spread a little bit thin. And all those games were earlier today were going simultaneously with the CS games that Mr. V and I have been covering. So on the one side we've got OG and mid of feed in the second round on the semifinals, and this is actually the last quarterfinals match. The winner of this one will be facing up against Penta Sports in round number 2. My name is Dragon Job, happy to bring you this series, and also happy to be joined by the one, the only, Mikey Neff.
It's a pleasure to be here yet again. I'm surprised you're still going. You haven't slept at all, have you?
I have. I've spaced out the time that I need, and into decent chunks. So I've got like 5 minutes of sleep just before this game, and that can keep me going. All good.
Awesome. Well, it's time for us to talk some Dota. Just sleep as interested I am about your personal life and as much as I care about your well-being.
Okay, so we're just pretending. Oh, of course, I see what that is.
All right. First couple of bans coming out, not that unusual. Oracle getting picked up in the first round is something that I haven't really seen yet. I'm not sure if you've seen that yet today. Then Death
no.
Prophet, followed by Bounty Hunter, Ogre Magi. Kinguin, it looks like they know something that I don't.
Yeah, I've seen none of these heroes in the CS portion of the games that are casted, so something completely new here. Ogre Magi Bounty Hunter from Kinguin. I mean, their last match on record is actually the finals of Well Play that they lost to Penta, and that was still on the old patch. I believe that was the very last competitive series played on the 706. So Kinguin has yet to play on 707. So curious to see what they can bring to the table. Evil Corporation, that's a bit of a mix of some pop stars and some old school players, more or less. Flensmeister, for example, been on 4 Protect 5 most recently. It's before that disbanded, so he's a name that's probably known. Kaoli also rings a bell for me, but of course you have Area, the Egyptian pop star. So there are some players on this team, and I'm curious to see what they can bring to the table here, because Kinguin, very hard opponent to just be thrown into in a best of 3 single elimination brackets kind of thing.
You were talking about, you were a huge fan of Flynmeister. Looks like in the lobby you were being like, oh my god, I'm casting the same game that he's playing in.
It could be used sometime, you know? Go back into the competitive groove, yeah?
Like one of the players I'm coaching is trying to convince me to do it, but anyway. Spirit Breaker coming out. That one, not so unusual.
Oh yeah. The old Space Cow. Could be a lot of fun to just see him run around. Also decent counter to Bounty Hunter. If you can see him once, you can kind of keep track of him for a little bit. And if you carry dust, you can make some kills happen with that. Also provide some extra space, some kill potential when you gank the Death Prophet lane. And up against the Magnus, that's the hero that we've seen struggle more and more with the patch. It's because you don't have that Iron Talon, you don't have the Pullman Shield, both items that Magnus really relied on to either stay in lane and or also farm up the jungle.
I feel like in certain mid matchups he's still pretty good, but against a Death Prophet, I imagine he can get some last hits just with the damage advantage he has using his Empower, but after the first couple of levels he'd get zoned out, so there's a chance that we could see him mid, but I don't imagine that they're going to run him that way in this game. Still, I'm a little bit skeptical of Kinguin's lineup so far. Going Ogre Magi, Bounty Hunter Magnus is pretty... You have a little bit of a weak laning stage, I feel like. As long as you have your Bounty Hunter staying off the map and roaming around and whatnot, you can sort of force the enemies to play a little bit carefully. But I don't think Bounty Hunter Magnus is really powerful enough to be... or have any sort of presence in the early game, so let's see what they pick up the next couple of picks here.
Well, they still need a mid hero as well as a melee core role. Evil Corporation already picked up the Ursa, so draft strategy wise it's actually pretty decent because you can go toe to toe with most melee cores. Phantom Assassin, maybe not so much, because, well, you can hit on her, but you can not always hit her, if you know what I mean. You don't
Hold
just
on.
punch you in the face if you are a little bit too stupid about it.
10 seconds
What if
remaining.
it's a support Phantom Assassin though, hard carry bounty hunter?
5
We haven't thought of that,
seconds
huh?
remaining.
We've seen it before.
Support PA is actually an interesting thing. I know someone who really likes running that more often than not clubs, and people don't expect
that
it.
person-
And gets now you know her as well, right?
Yeah, that person needs to be cold.
I know
No
some will
support
see it
PA
either
in
way.
my stacks, drag and drop. Don't get any ideas.
It's super effective though, because you just get Over Venom, you get Blightstone, and you just run at people.
Mm-hmm.
No one expects it, right? No one knows how to deal with it.
All right, so let's put that PA roaming on hold for a minute, because I'm pretty sure we saw that in a game before, but they ended up losing horribly. It was a game me and you cast together a couple months ago. I'm sure you don't really remember things that have happened, but I guarantee you it happened, and
Entire team
it
My
did not
entire
go well for the
life,
team that.
my entire life up until this point has been just slowly blacking out. Like, I barely remember what I had for breakfast this morning, so it has to do with how I didn't have a lot of breakfast. Just got up and started casting, but hey, Queen of Pain gonna be the last hero here for the middle lane.
And an
Oh.
instant pick on Tidehunter. They didn't waste any time on that one.
Nope, they had that all planned out, one would think.
Interesting.
One.
Probably going for that late game carry plus 250 damage Tidehunter, I'm sure.
It's the best when you don't eat all the patch notes and all the talent changes, and then someone says that to you, and it's like, wait, that doesn't seem right. How's that a thing? And then you check, and yeah, he actually gets 250 health or 250 damage. Sure. Thanks, Ice Frog, I guess.
Ice Frog's a beautiful man. That's probably one of his best changes since he could force staff homing missiles. I still love doing that in
That's
my
amazing.
games.
Also great just with a Hurricane Pike against it. So much fun to just, oh, you see a rocket coming your way? Oh, well, just Hurricane Pike it and it's dead.
Yeah, you can actually target enemy missiles and it'll interact the same as you're targeting an enemy creep or hero. It'll force you and the homing missile back a little bit.
Yep. Done it plenty of times. But no Gyrocopter this game, unfortunately. So not gonna see any of that. We will see though is this Tidehunter off lane, which I think Mr. V is a fan of. He mentioned that earlier in one of the games, but I haven't seen it picked up all too often. So, what are your thoughts on Tidehunter in general here in this new age of offlane?
My opinion of Tidehunter is no. I don't want it. Not anywhere near me.
Alright.
He's got 3 mangoes on quick buy right now. I'm worried. Go look at this Tidehunter, man.
Buy them all if he wants to.
I think he's going to. This is the new Tidehunter offlane strat. You just buy tons and tons of mango action. No need for a PMS anymore. Crack and shell.
If you heal up for as much damage as you would have blocked, then it's essentially the same, right?
Yeah. So the replacement for PMS is just having 3 mangoes now. And then Orb of Venom, Dust on the Spirit Breaker. Looks like they're
She
want
gets
to get
3
an early kill
mangoes,
on
holy
Venom.
fucking shit. Oh my god, and it's still spamming. Come on, little Dash. Come on. They're throwing me off so hard. Alright, I'm gonna try to ignore the spam for the moment. You look at these lanes. So the whole 5-man line actually working their way towards a lane for the time being. If Patos is not careful, he might run into them, and find his Salvor's 10 tangos will help him against it. He's also so focused on the spam that he is not careful, but if the first one that you're running into is the Ursa, you're not really worried. Not a lot of control here available for Evo Corporation right now.
Reference to Mr. Robot, by the way, if you weren't aware of that.
Yeah, I know.
Watch that show?
I did. I watched the first
30
season.
seconds to battle.
Not the second one though. Still have that on my bucket list.
Had to make the reference to the show if
Yep.
They're running Evil Corporation is maybe that's their sponsor, Mr. Robot.
It's an interesting show, really. I can never really sure whether Evil Corporation, whether it's actually called that or whether it's just the guy's head.
The battle begins.
We already have some action in the top lane though. I don't think this Tide Hunter is gonna get away though. That's the power of having 3 mangoes.
Tango going, the Ring of Protection, giving him some extra armor, so he'll be absolutely fine. But 5 base region with that once the mango takes in. Yeah, 5.2 now in the end. Pretty solid. Mid lane though.
No need for even use tangos.
Mid lane Death Prophet already Spirit Siphon falls down, but only is gonna take a lot of damage himself. Has to eat one of his trees with that tango, I believe.
We see the Oracle playing courier, or role playing as a courier, bringing the salve directly to Death Prophet. They're not going to take any chances with this bounty hunter in the game.
Always the cool things that you can do. Just being there, just being picked gives that threat potential of like, alright, we gotta watch our couriers, we gotta buy sentry wards, gonna be missing gold because of that and stuff. All of these things, these considerations coming into play. There's also the 2v2 mid situation right now, aren't we? You need like at least level 2 Spirit Siphon to really be comfortable sustaining against that yourself.
Yeah, you don't want to fight against 2 heroes with only 1 point Spirit Siphon. So when the start of the laning phase, the Queen of Pain definitely has the advantage. And again, they're just going to burn through all of her regen. She's actually in trouble here. Never mind.
You say?
Pop just 2 though. He could be in a little bit of trouble here, okay? Neff was wrong, Dragon Drop was right.
Last tango being munched on though. A bit of an issue, so Aeoli probably will stick around a little bit longer. He's about to hit level 2 himself. Not that's Purifying Flames available potentially. Now he's going down bottom to maybe secure some of these bounty runes. He's a little bit too late. Pathos will snag his. At the very least, you can keep an eye on the haste rune. On the top, Boxy. Also with a good rotation, and now Boxy just TPing out. Seeing the Janata, and actually the bash coming through on Pathos, forced to skew all the way towards the tier 1 tower.
All these little skirmishes, but nothing really happening so far in this game, or anything that exciting. Probably going to see something pretty soon, given the fact that there's a Spirit Breaker in the game, and a charge is coming out right now on the Bounty Hunter, and he does have Dust, remember.
It does indeed, so no invis shenanigans, but already up on the high ground. Don't really have the damage to really do anything to him before I can make it back to the tower. Especially not without the Death Prophet feeling comfortable enough to rotate in. Katzo still feeling quite comfortable right now.
This is pretty interesting what they're doing here in the mid lane. She's put 2 points in the Shadow Strike to do extra damage to this Death Prophet, but every time the Shadow Strike comes out on her, the Oracle throws off a Pure or Fortune's End after they're dead. Death Prophet.
There we go, bit of a turnaround. Nice little nuke here. Katzo will actually be the first blood area with another bash on Tanisha. Barely gets the blink out. That nuke from Purifying Flames, not quite enough. That's Spirit Breaker, yeah. I was talking about Area being the big old pop star, and this is his kind of hero, that's for sure. Pressing that bash button whenever he needs it.
Alright, so Area gets commended for picking Spirit Breaker, but other Spirit Breaker pickers, they don't get to be stars, they just get to get laughed at, huh?
Yeah. Depends on who's playing it, you know? It's a difference between just going YOLO and going ham, you know?
Being in one of the unwashed masses or being a professional.
Yeah. Well, Flensmeister, he's having a good time down bottom. Not really able to zone out Pathos completely though. He's still level 4 on his Magnus. The function of the Ursa. Sure, you can right click away at him. gonna win every sort of trade, but it also takes some time away from you actually hitting creeps.
Hunter now with 2 points in the Kraken Shell. He has no problem just tanking all these auto attacks on both PA and the Ogre Magi, and still sitting on his 3 mangoes. They can't even hurt him at this point.
Oh, they can't.
He gets to exist in the lane, and they can't stop him. Meanwhile, the Magnus is zoned all the way back into the jungle with no Iron Talon to fall back on. Thanks, Valve.
Well, they'll just try and farm up these jungle camps the old-fashioned way. Power and the Quelling Blade. But now, Area actually finds the dust onto Katzo. Fortune's End being used up, but Area is actually a target that Exotic T can go on. Takes a lot of damage in return. Katzo not quite enough to burst him down. Another charge will finish the job though. Now, well, Titan in the middle of that. Don't think you want to continue to go. Well, Sash giving himself some extra movement speed. That will be purged off as well. Trying extra help. Area stun up. Katzo coming right back into it. And, well, there's a charge though. Towards that middle lane, he should be fine unless he goes all the way into Nisha. Nisha, though, he's super low himself. Throws on the screen, the right clicks are there, and the nuke from Owned Me. Not enough to actually finish the job. In fact, he might be in trouble here if Castle is able to catch up in time, but it doesn't look like it. Birdseye, in fact, turn things around. They have a sentry in mid. Just covering a bit of health points, but damn. Isn't this
that was bold. That was pretty bold.
Yeah.
He charges sides, okay. I also want to go for this kill. I don't want to just get away. I want to get him.
Yeah. It's all or nothing kind of mentality that you need as a Spirit Breaker, right?
Exactly. But hated him to getting punished for going for that all or nothing mentality, and I'm gonna go back to this Oracle again, just using Fortune's End to purge off both the Queen of Pain and the Ogre Magi dots. I feel like it's super strong. The amount, or this guy can exist, and never mind. Down he goes.
Well, can't purge off the nuke damage. Can't purge something if you're dead. Area. Now he's in a little bit of trouble himself. You not available here, so he'll just be run down too. Double kill for Nisha. Queen of Pain recovering quite nicely here in this mid lane. He's already winning it in terms of CS a little bit. Plenty of denies on the 0. Again, Kaoli quite get that nuke down with the Purifying Flames.
But yeah, that's pretty much the hard counter to the purge is what you just said. You just kill the target.
Yeah.
Can't purge off death.
Hashtag expert analysis.
Ursa at 52 last hits right now, though. He's got, I think, almost, if not perfect CS at this point in the game. I think at 4K worth versus the 3K, so he's 1,000 ahead. The entire net worth advantage on the side of E-Corp is on this Ursa right now, so he's going to be very scary. He's quite close to a Blink Dagger already.
But yeah, not nearly having as much of a good time just because you are up against this Titan that you can do nothing against as a PA. You can spam daggers, but it'll just fuel up a magic wand. Regenning that up immediately. Also has the arcane boots to work with, so you can continue up there for a while. They need Nisha rotating in with another Sonic Wave if they want to have any hope of killing him.
And this is a very dead bounty hunter down in the bottom lane.
Indeed. Charge out and the bash after, I believe.
Manages to get that Earth Shock off after the Spearbreaker charged him and then hammer him down. He's level 8 already, so he's terrifying. And Earth actually decides to go for a Morbid Mask instead of a Blink, even though he's only 200 gold away. So we'll see what he does with this. He might be trying to go for an early Roshan. Or he might just farm the jungle. Who knows? Nobody knows how Dota works. This game's impossible.
I think he'll go towards Roach eventually with that build. I mean, it's a very standard thing to do. You also need to be able to secure that that area as well. And that's going to be the next test for Kinguin. Are they ready to scout out that area? They already have a bunch of wards in this general vicinity. And can they get in, stop the Roche when it happens?
Yeah, I feel like this Bounty Hunter and this Magnus weren't exactly the most powerful picks, again, like I said, for the laning phase. The way that the Oracle
Hello?
responded to the
You're cutting off very much right now.
Ooh, Apologies. I'll go take a look at that.
Cards on the bounty. Taking some time in the bottom lane to soak some CS. Touchdown. Actually, they have a dust available. Flensmiser with the extra slow, so you'll just be punished. Level 9 Ursa. A big old fuzzy wuzzy running you down. Level 4 bounty hunter. Meanwhile, mid though. Maybe get some return onto Death Prophet. Bird Staff coming out. TP forced as well from Spirit Breaker. Coming in just to make sure there's no more commitment from Kinguin. So they're holding fast here with his DP, who's still far behind Nisha in terms of money. It's just coming down to the CS. Was all the deniers and the kills there from Nisha. 2-0 and 1 on the Queen of Pain. We've yet to see a Ravage. It looks like he wants to go for that mechanism build up. Going to continue to be the tanky frontliner that his team needs. And start grouping up perhaps as 5. Just start taking down with start taking down towers with Exorcism. As well as that Ravage threat in the mechanism to make sure everyone stays alive. Also something that Kinguin might not necessarily be ready to respond to just yet. Arthos though, he's diligently farming up the jungle with the Empower. And it's actually getting pretty close to his own Blink Dagger. And that's a tool that they need. And make these turnaround plays. Power and PA, Blink RP, all the Queen of Pain spells on top of it, but no. Alright, just a bit of a tussle.
Hopefully, it fixes the little problem that I had.
Yep. Seems good.
Excellent. Apologies about that.
No worries. It'll all be better once you get your new PC, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Many thanks to and Magnus, he was alright, just threatening him a little bit. Decides not to blink on him. Got the RP. He still has skewer, so Ursa doesn't want to lose that much HP for going on this Magnus. And the enemy's going to TP in, I feel like.
And now Flins was very happy to farm up these couple of jungle camps as well as keeping the lane pressure up. The one's still standing and will be for a while with the catapult wave being held. But what's the time we actually go for Roshan? Get the dust actually on the castle, they need some vision and they keep it with area just blink in, Flensmeister. What was that, like 2-3 hits? No, just 2 hits, wasn't it? Yeah. He has 4 stacks of power left. That is crazy. Now Alistash next on the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All took for him. Nisha unable to help out as the entire Evil Corporation lineup is in the middle there. Don't quite have the Mac on Tidehunter, but they do have the Exorcism. They still have the DD Bear. And of course, the threat of the Ravage.
Down they go. And this tower is going to fall pretty quickly here. They might even go one. Much decides to go for bottom lane instead. Scare off this Magnus.
Be too surprised if Ari decided to keep charging him into the base, but that wouldn't have really done anything worthwhile. The Sash comes in, plops down the ward. Might have been scouted actually, I'm not sure. They definitely see him now. Charge coming in. Few extra heroes though if they want to turn this around. Track also online for Katsu. If Ari ends up falling here, it's a lot of money coming their way, but Flensmeister has other plans. He's just going straight and runs down Alistash. Nothing he can do against it. Now Nisha forced to blink out as well, but Patos blinking in. RP on a couple of heroes now with nuke from Nisha, but not enough damage to actually kill anyone outright. Era still on the run away only. With the Spirit Siphon keeping himself alive. Now Ravage from downtown, setting up for Flens for another couple of kills. Making a double for him. Only gets one himself. First big Ravage of the game. Very much successful. They do lose their Oracle. Not sure if he was tracked up or not. But Evil Corp with some good extra money infusions towards the Ursa, who's now on top of the chart. And also for the Death Prophet, who desperately needs that as a catch-up.
That fight was just turnaround after turnaround. I mean, Magnus went in the double ult from the Queen of Pain, Magnus. Yeah, RP Scream, followed by the save on the Oracle onto the Death Prophet, and then finally the Ravage. Just back and forth that fight.
Very bold to just up that Ravage in this kind of position. I mean, he was sitting on his high ground almost, and most of the enemies were on the other high ground. Just having that confidence to know, alright, they would get out in time. They cannot escape the tendrils of death coming their way from the ground.
Yeah, but they did increase the range of it this patch, so that's something that this Tower Hunter is already very familiar with, it looks like.
Oh, bottom lane. Okay, Kaoli just gets intercepted here as he makes for defense. Oh, he doesn't want any part of that. Instead, they just straight top to go for a trade. There's an exorcism available if they want to use it.
Dire's top tower.
Kaya online as well for the Queen of Pain.
Dire's structures are fortified.
How do you like that? Doesn't it make sense? I guess it does, right?
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah,
is under
I mean anything to get you the extra burst damage.
From 380 to 440 pure damage on Sonic Wave right now.
Reduce the cost of all of your spells, so it essentially makes your mana pool bigger and it makes you do more damage.
Radiant's
God, look at this crit though. Death Prophet down a half health from a single dagger from Exotic there. So, I was an empowered one, so this is something that you still have to keep in mind. Eventually, this Phantom Assassin might just be able to one-shot almost all of your heroes. Now though,
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna need an MKB on your Ursa to be able to deal with that, but as soon as that Phantom Assassin gets that Desolate, oh god, she's got a DD right now. If she decides to go fight that enemy team, they're gonna drop real quick.
it's
But
too late to
she
fight
doesn't,
him for
they
the
can manage to
ages.
get rushed.
Radiant structures are
Able to bring
fortified.
it down.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So things with NKB, I almost feel like for Ursa in particular, it's even worse than it was. I mean, for some heroes it's been a buff. They can really make good use of the extra attack speed, but Ursa, you have the overpower already. So buying attack speed on that hero is more or less redundant. So,
Well,
do you agree with that, or?
I wouldn't say redundant. It's a lot less powerful than it used to be, for that's for sure. But
Also gonna get blown up after that LP, after that Ravage here. The LP will be taken out as Magnus just straight up dies, and now the Exorcism going. That's a one way to deal with the Phantom Assassin. Nisha comes through, wants to try and bring down Kaoli, but he throws down his defensive spells on himself. Meanwhile, triple kill for Only as they finish up the Ogre Magi. The charge coming through on anything in particular. See what that was about. With the Exorcism going here, they have a creep rate right at the tower, they'll be able to get a little bit extra damage done.
Structures are fortified.
So the glyph will, yeah, they'll say no to that.
and they are forced back after that glyph, so no tower for them. They do manage to get that PA down, which is pretty important for them, but once that PA hits 15, gets the extra corruption, gets a BKB, they're going to have a real hard time dealing with her. She's going to blow up everything, and there's just no way to lock her down anymore.
Yep. Like what, minus 11 armor? Oh, it does say it's been nerfed, so it's minus 10. Now look at this big old ancient stack that they made for themselves. Pretty strong.
This PA may decide to go for the 20% cleave, though. It wouldn't completely surprise me. I mean, she does have Empower, but if they manage to get an RP out on like several heroes and she has even more cleave, everyone's dead before that RP ends.
So you can get 50% from that, you get 20% from your talent. How much is Battle Fury? Like 45? Where's that
Did they
these
increase
days?
it to 5?
Radiant are scanning.
You can take a look in the shop right now.
60% cleave.
Dire's
Oh wait,
bottom tower
yeah,
is
that's the
under
passive.
attack.
It's 40%, alright, 40% cleave from that. I believe you can get 110% cleave, which means that the target next to the one that you're hitting is taking more damage. You go for all that, but like an exercise in wackiness, I guess you would say.
Just start role playing as a Kunkka.
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of funky how cleave works sometimes. Back it up like that. Kinda hard to actually make work too. In most situations.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. So nothing happening right now. They do smoke up. Looks like they're gonna find an engagement here. These people are gonna smoke into each other.
Oh, area, the charge through bashes a couple of heroes, but it gets interrupted. He should fall pretty much immediately, but the threat of the rest of his team and the heals from Kaoli actually say no to that. Flensmeister blinking in, dismissed the Earthshock though. So no slows. Both teams just walk away from each other. Oh, never mind. Katsor in the sacrificial land. They see him walk in with that sentry ward in mid, and if it does it already. So EC playing this game out very well so far. And Kinguin is starting to split up a little bit. Nisha, there's still control factor available. Area with the ultimate. Can they get more before the blink out? Ah, that sounds just a tad bit too late. Okay, we'll be able to get the TP out.
Yeah, a little bit anticlimactic in my opinion. Like, two teams both smoke into each other, then nothing ends up happening other than Bounty Hunter trying to sneak around in the back lines and ends up getting picked off and punished for that, but no excitement.
What are you talking about? It was super exciting. Gotta believe, man. Gotta believe. Not an exciting moment with the Space Cow on the team.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that match yesterday with the Space Cow and the Undying, but
Oh yeah.
we don't get that every game. Still, Bounty Hunter and Spiritbreaker both do a lot, or add a lot of action themselves, even if there's no Undying in this game. Looking back up at this PA, she got the corruption instead of the 20% cleave, so
Bad.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
sad. No one hitting 5 heroes inside a 5-man RP. No.
Oh, that's... He's so dead. No mana, no nothing. He just accepts his fate.
Radiant's top tower
Affirmative.
is under attack.
Alright, they're actually not going for tier 2. They could easily have popped the exorcism. That they link back up with Flensmeister and go for tier 2 bottom instead.
Are fortified.
Guess it's harder for Kinguin to find an angle to defend this tower than it would be for mid.
Are fortified.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this Earth is gonna get this tower for free. There's no way that they're able to take down this tier 2 tower in front of this Tide Hunter with still a mango in his inventory. He's not ready to let go of that one. Oh, never mind. He consumed it. The monster.
I was gonna say, like, what? There's no mango. Mango's a lie, Neff. Stop lying to me.
I'm not crazy. There definitely was a mango in his inventory just a moment ago.
Surely I'll check the
wacky, not
replay, it's
insane.
fine.
You don't believe me? You're not just gonna take my word for it?
Yeah, you know.
I am.
No comment. Oh well.
Looking this net worth chart over here, changing the topic from caster who thinks I'm insane. PA now over, or 2K net worth ahead of this Ursa Warrior. So PA is having a real good time. Probably the power of Empower. The Magnus powering the PA's farm, if you would.
To make use of that, blink RP and there was an Ursa there as well. Oh, there was a Tide Hunter there! Exotic deer, he just has enough of it. That's the ultimate from Kaoli, but he himself gets blown up. Triple kill for Exotic deer. Nolmi should be fine for now if I interpret this correctly, but maybe not. He just dies. Ultra kill for Exotic deer. He's done. He's a rampage.
He's a rampage.
So
My
done with this
God.
game.
Has fallen.
What the hell happened? Yeah,
Well, there you go.
crits. That's holy hell. Like, he's 7-1-1. 5 of those kills he just now got, and gonna take a tier 2. They're gonna take a tier 3. Evil Corporation just all of a sudden being run down like that.
Yeah, I mean, no exorcism, no false promise. There's nothing they can do to stop them from raxing them here. Would they get back? Okay. No BKB.
Through, yeah. There's still a Ravage, so it's potentially a bad thing. Area is going way too deep though. They get cats on the back line, it's a little bit of extra control, but Wicked 6-3 for Exotic Deer. Alright, Ilsage just offering himself up as sacrifice at this point. Trying to rush pit. Not quite back just yet. It's a long respawn. 2 minutes on the clock.
Yep. So that's what 10-minute respawn on the Roshan.
Yep.
My God, that PA though. We just saw.
Radiant's
It was
bottom
quite the
tower is under
rampage.
attack.
It's really rare to see those in competitive. I feel like.
Oh yeah. Especially this early in the game. It's only like 25 minutes in. You can only do that just with the Desolator, the level 15 that you were talking about. I believe he was level 18 at the time as well, so max level coup de
Radiant's
grace.
bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under
well,
attack.
Wasn't even
This
a
is on the
5-man RP.
Yeah.
It's just one by one
You see
going down.
that we need to keep an eye on here though. This smoked up. Looks like they're gonna go for another RP on this. Ooh.
Oh, there it is. 1, 2, 3. They need a crit here, but they're actually turning things around. The bash, the ravage here. They need to commit on this Phantom Assassin though. Exotic Deer gets a blink out to the side to the rest of his team. Flensmeister. Maybe not really communicating with the rest of his team properly, or vice versa. Maybe didn't expect that ravage. Chargeful coming out of Nisha, so that's a potential. There's no ultimate available, no Nether Strike for the Spirit Break, and the rest of his team still far away. He's relying on the bashes, but he cannot get one.
Did not
Actually,
prime
no.
them, it feels like, but
Paoli gets the root off, but he just straight up dies. Nether Strike coming back off cooldown. Yule Scepter to try and lay things a little bit more. Gets a blink out again. Balance was already used, yeah. Purged off by the duels now. And with Sash helping out Nisha. Looks to find area, he's left alone to his own devices. He will fall again, double kill. As they're trying to hunt down his Queen of Pain, and now, well, guess who's back? It's Katsuo, and also, of course, Exotic Deer. Look for Flensmeister. The track is out, no more ultimate. Just gonna swipe down even without the big crits. Now, owned me. Next on the list. Does have the ults to work with. Has to pop it out now. Guarding Greaves and Boxy, and no Ravage though. He's still blinking and trying to say, take me instead. But instead, they're gonna take him also. Another double kill for Exotic Deer. This time it'll be a Rax.
yes, it will, and it'll be 2 Raxes probably if this Ogre Magic guy manages to push the lane out. No, he does need some assistance. He's very slow, but he's whacking his club with all he can, trying to push this lane.
Oh, the good old Ogre. Not something that we talk about, but it's not just the Empower, it's also the Bloodlust. Of not just Exotic Deer, but also Nisha. They're hitting hard and fast.
Yeah, hard and fast, and I really like how they changed some of these level 20 and 25 talents around. Before, it feels like they switched a lot of like the more powerful 25 talents to 20s, and then added all sorts of new stuff to the game. So you got the plus 40 Bloodlust on Ogre Magi at level 25 in the past. Now you get it at level 20, and you get to choose between double Fire Blast damage or 90 move speed.
Yeah. 90 move speed is so much, but at the same time, Fire Blast, I mean, that would also affect the multicast procs that you get, right? So it's potentially like 8 times as much damage if you get a quad multicast.
Yep.
Or 8 times as much as a single Fire Blast, but okay. Alright, someone stop this guy. Even Dota agrees. Someone kill them, please. Beyond Godlike Spray and Exotic Deer, and well, only with the exorcism chasing them away, doing a good job just walking away, hiding them here. The Ravage though, will come out. They'll bring down Nisha at least. Oh my god, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this dagger was a crit even before it landed. All Trackles do looking for more of the RP, immediately pushed off, so it's always awkward to see. But still gonna get on me, maybe another dagger will do it. The Exotic Deer committing for it, and there it is. Another crit, another kill, but now he's being bashed up. He does have the Aegis. He will be back, or you can just continue to fight with that lifesteal from his level 20 talent, as well as the Morbid Mass. Just keep going, but not quite enough to bring down Flensmeister just yet. Went a little bit too deep. Katsuo, his friend, will fall, and now it's 3v1. My money's still on Exotic Deer here, to be quite honest. Area comes through with bashes down, and it'll change the equation a little bit. They bring down the Behemoth. Flensmeister gets a 10 kill streak, 1,000 gold in his pocket, and well, is that gonna change things?
Well, they've taken the raid boss and they got hefty loot for it, but I think it's only a matter of time until PA responds and then kills the rest of you. It was a pretty big mistake there, trying to go for that Ursa, maybe the PA was preying on a crit or something like that, but ended up getting punished for it ultimately. But again, like I just said, it's only a matter of time till that PA respawns and then takes the fight to you once more.
Time Death Prophet dies, only just use the buyback there, so you won't be able to come back. Building himself Solar Crest, that's where we're at right now. Just have a bit of extra evasion to work with. He can stay alive, I mean, that Exorcism can still do a sizable amount of damage. Bait maybe like just 1 or 2 of these crits.
They're gonna keep the lanes pushed out here. They have Queen of Pain pushing bottom. And Ogre looks like backing him up just in case the charge or something comes out from the Spear Breaker. That's something they'll still have to watch out for, regardless of how far they are. There's always that Spear Breaker presence on the map.
Trying to find something. He also has a Soul Crest of his own. Is that a point where you consider an MKB of your own if you're a Phantom Assassin, or do you just not care?
At this point, you don't really care that much. I mean, the Basher is something that's crucial for this Ursa to have, because the Bash now procs a lot like a True Strike chance.
Yep. Bash pieces evasion, so cannot dodge that if you're PA. And if I've learned anything of playing against Ursa, then he always gets first hit bash, so it's something to work with.
Being able to hold that PA down for an extra second during the BKB is a pretty big, or pretty important for them to do as well here.
Yeah, this time no Aegis or anything like that. Kinguin gonna have to work with the lights that they have. Exactly, just straight up gets ravaged. There it is. Actually, the RP to turn this around, but still do the damage. Exorcism is going. Now, well, charge actually being cancelled by the Yule Scepter. So far, so good, but Silence onto Magnus is still the one that didn't get away. Palos will fall. Double kill for only. Versus Kinguin spread throughout all the winds. Well, successful defense so far. Have a charge coming through. But Katsu's actually still around there. Again, the Yule Scepter to cancel it. EC, they are holding on for the time being. Can keep finding these skills. That's even more gold in their pocket. More space to farm up the next round of items.
They are wearing them down here, though. I mean, that tier 3 at the bottom, that one's down. They've taken out Shrine, top and bottom. They're starting to lose more and more of their base, so they need to be able to recover in this game before they lose the rest of the things. They need the stuff, Drag and Drop.
The stuff, right? One of these technical Dota terms, so mysterious, but extremely meaningful.
They need the stuff.
Need the stuff. They give them stuff. Tell you all the time. Oh, we gave them the stuff.
Yeah, I think you've been playing too much with me, to be honest with you.
Never enough. But hey, Kinguin still in a decent spot. Just slowly building the network back up, sitting at about 12k experience. Not quite as much. That last couple of team fights actually he's cut in quite a bit in that department, but they still have map control here if they're all alive. They can look towards the next Roshan if they're 2 minutes until may respawn. Still have the cheese on Queen of Pain, so it's something.
But on Ursa, MKB almost finished, so they're gonna have a much easier time dealing with this PA after that's done. Not the hugest thing in the world, but it is somewhat significant. Being able to bring down that PA during a Ravage or during a Spear Breaker charge and Nether Blast is something that needs to happen if Evil Corp want to win this game.
Foxy actually being racked up here in the wood. No further commitment here, they don't really want to go on a Tide Hunter. Yes, it's self-purge from the Kraken Shell, you should always be able to get that Ravage off, and I believe that's only one BKB still in Kinguin, right?
Yep.
Is that it, yeah? Alright, so MKB about 1,000 gold away, but I don't know. I think he also wants to hold on to buyback, right?
At this point, I think he's wanting to hold on to buyback because he hasn't bought them out yet. Personally, I think I would just go for it, and I'd pray that I take that PA down because you're not in a winning position right now. But in these games, money's on the line. You want to play as safe as possible.
Yep.
So
it's an
no
elimination
unnecessary
series. No double bracket eliminations. No second chances in this one. Either you win or you're out. Only game one though, so hey. So don't want to give it up if you have a chance.
Not okay. If I lose this game, I lose 25 MMR. I just want it to be over fast, so I can get to the next game for another 25 MMR.
For the 25 MMR loss, yeah. Gotta be efficient with whatever you do. It's winning or losing. Titanic now in Phantom Assassins. If used correctly, it's a third life or a second life right now. Third once the next stages. Because they're setting up for that. The big guy is back up. Dark Deer will have no problems whatsoever soloing that with a little bit of extra help from a solo crest as well as Medallion of Courage and Yoga. So they're doubling up on that too. The third Roshan, so refresher shot is available. Atos, double RP on the horizon, perhaps.
Yeah, it looks like it. This is the first time I've seen such a big refresher shard thing in competitive game I've been watching that much, and this one I get to be casting, so we get to see third Roshan goes down. You now have a refresher orb with a no mana cost on your Magnus.
Seems good. Not so much of you, Corp. Alright, so this is Death Push coming in. Again, Exotic Deer with essentially 3 lives. Age is the second one, third one if you use the Satanic properly. Get a lucky crit or two during that duration.
Wait, question for you, Dragon Drop, if
yes?
you know this one. Refresher shard, does it refresher orb or no?
No.
Okay.
That would be very silly.
You know, sometimes you pick on dying, you just want to get like 6 tombstones up.
Well, you get like 5, I believe. Like, refresher. Not even refresher, just refresher shots. You get 2 tombstones. If you die, you get an extra one with your incarnation. If you die a second time, you get 4 tombstones. And the 5th one if you have the refresher orb. But now Exotic DX gets flashed back to RP though. On almost everybody here, the Ravage still coming out. And they do bring down both of these heroes. Exotic DX comes back, pops the BKB now. Area dropped low, but Exorcism's going here. Flensmeister, that's a big one, but there it is. Kaoli with a false promise just in the nick of time. It'll make sure he can make it back to base to heal up. Now, they're still chasing here. The charge coming through. Nisha, this time unable to cancel it. More control up on the Phantom Assassin, but there it is. The follow-up is there. Area still alive somehow. Flensmeister continuing to charge, trying to find a target. It is Nisha that they have to worry about, trying to just backstab here at Exotic Deer. Well, find an opening back in. Kaoli. First for the fall, I believe, on the side of V-Corp. Atos, he was the one who bought back. They want that extra RP. He already used the refresher shard. They do get the tier 3 tower. 1-1 that here. Oh, the bash coming through on the Queen of Pain. There's the second RP though. Boxy will be able to purge it off, but no more Ravage, no more anything from this Tide Hunter here. It's all down to Flens, especially without an Exorcism going. All of a sudden, a much better fight for Kinguin here, but at the same time, Phantom Assassin already dropping lower and lower. Another Satanic available in a couple of seconds, but Nisha needs to buy the time and get some blink out before the charge connects, and looks like they're slowly but surely whittling away at Eco. Boxy's back from the dead. Can't be a big old tanky watermelon. Try and buy some time for Flensmeister, but he gets fire blasted, gets crit, skewered back. Does get the ultimate off, but he cannot turn the fight. He's still trying, and he's getting some clicks off on the Phantom Assassin. Don't have to bring him down. They need more, but they don't have it. Exotic Deer starting to heal up on just normal lifesteal crits, not even with the Satanic. This is where the cookie starts to crumble. Area buys back, just almost gets killed immediately with another big crit from Exotic Deer, but GG is called. Evil Corp, give it up. It's exotic deer. Well, that's a triple. Ultra kill. He wants another rampage, but he can't get it. Time Hunter not buying back to accommodate him. Team Kinguin. Game 1 victory.
Really solid performance from both teams there. Evil Corporation managing to stay in that game despite PA getting such an early rampage and getting so far ahead. But that last fight, the resilience that Evil Corporation gave them as they pushed down their base with Refresher Shard, with Cheese, with Aegis on the Magnus with the double RP, them being able to stop that, forcing the Magnus to be able to buy back was pretty impressive, but ultimately they just got ran over. Too much overwhelming power out of Kinguin that game.
Alright, Kyle just confirmed. You get 6 if you die twice as Undying, 6 tombstones, and Aegis for the 7th.
Nice.
I just thought I should put that out there. Not that particular point as well. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Kinguin. Go on ahead in game number 1. Game number 2 will be last chance for Evil Corporation to keep themselves in these qualifiers. See if they can accomplish that. Of Kinguin can make it a 2-0 victory in the next game. We'll be back.